Here with us now, Jotam Confino, Middle East reporter for the Telegraph, live in Israel. Jotam, good morning from New York again. We saw the pictures of the men released this morning. They looked very thin. They looked very frail. They are now undergoing initial medical evaluations. What are you learning?
So they're now reunited with their families inside Israel. They've been flown to hospitals as per the ceasefire agreement. That's always the case every time they release hostages. They have a quick stop at the border to undergo initial medical examinations, and then they're flown to the hospital. But I think what we saw today was quite extraordinary on many levels. First of all, the condition of the hostages were absolutely abhorrent, as you can see on the pictures here. So bad that they were unrecognizable, and also causing the families of the hostages to issue a statement comparing this to 1945, to the Holocaust. So this is really something that Israelis are shocked and enraged about. And we don't know what Netanyahu is going to do. Like you said, he's threatening with appropriate measures. We don't know what that actually means. But this is really, really something that's causing severe distress, not only for these relatives of the hostages that are coming out today, but also for those who are waiting for the rest of the hostages to come out. Because if they look like this, they can only imagine what their loved ones look like 10 more days from now or a week more from now, depending on whenever they're going to come out.
And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had strong words as the country reacted to the first images that you're mentioning of these three men in captivity. What kind of response do you expect based on his statement, Jotam?
It's a good question, really, because a lot of people are speculating that Netanyahu is looking for a way out of this ceasefire, that he's actually interested in resuming fighting with Hamas. I don't think that he can justify pulling out of the hostage deal by seeing the images of the hostages today, because after all, they were released and they came out alive. So I don't really know what he's got in his sleeve. It could be something along the lines of maybe punishing Hamas when it comes to releasing some of their prisoners. They're being released today, 183 actually of them, and maybe next week Israel could start maybe punishing Hamas by not releasing some of the prisoners that they were expected to get out.
I know you'll be reporting on that as well. Earlier this week, Jotam, President Trump outlined his plan to take over Gaza. There were concerns that his announcement could hinder the ongoing ceasefire negotiations. On the ground, with everything you're hearing and from your sources, do you see that happening? And how are Israelis reacting to our president's announcement?
So let's start with how Israelis are reacting to this. There are a couple of polls have been made in the past couple of days, and they all show that there's actually quite a huge part of the Israelis that would like to see this happen, that would like to see the disappearance of 2 million Palestinians from Gaza. But if we're talking to people who know what's happening here, most of the people that I talk to, my sources, they say that this is spin. It is not going to happen for a number of reasons. First of all, it's not possible. There's no country in the world that's ready to take a lot of Palestinians in as refugees. And second of all, a lot of the people that I speak to believe that this is actually a tactic by Donald Trump. It's part of his negotiation tactic that's related to other things in the Middle East, such as him trying to get Saudi Arabia to normalize ties with Israel.
All right, a lot of great insight, as usual. Jotam Confino, live in Tel Aviv for us this morning. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.